Okay, so we are, as part of GrowCo, we came to see a particular institution. It's not even a restaurant. It's been established by Scott Wolfe, one of the three brothers who established Melba's Poboys. Scott, this is an institution, it's not a restaurant. The way you have integrated the community into this establishment left me stunned in your talk. What have been the biggest challenges you faced in building this business to where it is?
Your order is
well,
ready.
thank you. It's nice to hear that we're an institution. But the biggest challenge is, for us, has actually been growth. Because every time we create something, we outgrow it before it's finished. You know, the kitchen's been redesigned 3 times. We're redesigning it again right now. And we keep buying more property for car parking, and we keep adding on to the building. So that's the biggest challenge, is forecasting the growth that we've enjoyed.
And how do you overcome the obstacles that you inevitably face as you move from one level to the next? Because there's legislation, you said that there was property constraints around here, there are processes. You've got to keep the business going. You can't wait for bureaucracy to keep up with you.
Well, first of all, my brothers handle the business component of it, the day-to-day operations. They handle the helm with that, allowing me the freedom and the time to go deal with bureaucracy. But as a fellow entrepreneur, you know that the only way to accomplish anything is just to do it. And then pick up the pieces and figure out what's wrong and fix that thereafter. That's one way to do it, and I find that's sometimes the best way to do it.
Scott, you run for 24 hours a day, 364
days a year. The only day we close for is Christmas. This is now America's busiest po' boy shop. You know, we run 1,500 people per day through here, and it keeps growing every month.
And in fact, you are the busiest shop to a point where you were one of the Inc. top 10.
No, it wasn't top 10, Inc. 500.
The Inc. 500.
Yes, we're number 1 in Louisiana in the year 2016. They ranked us number 1 in Louisiana as the fastest growing company, and number 123 in America.
How do you keep the 24 hours going? Is it because you have family in the business that you can afford to take sales at 3 a.m., at 4 a.m., at 5 a.m. in the morning?
Sometimes, when a restaurant has long hours, from like 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., sometimes it's easier to be open 24 hours a day because you don't have that shutdown period and the change period. So that's what's happened to us. We're so busy that it's actually easier for us to stay open and run 24 hours a day than it would be to shut down and go through that closing process and an opening process and only be closed for 3 or 4 hours there by that time. So we stayed open, and there's not a lot of quality places open in New Orleans 24 hours a day other than the French Quarter itself. But outside the French Quarter, there's not a lot of options, and we're one of those options. So we're not only clean.
The consistency of quality has been your key. I tasted your po' boys. They were delicious.
Oh, thank you.
Really enjoyed it.
That's right. No matter what we do, no matter how fancy we make the building, the music, the artwork, the food has to be paramount. It has to start and end there.
Scott, it's been an absolute pleasure meeting you.
Well,
thank you for your
Welcome
time.
To New Orleans.
We really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good to have you.